Hello everyone, Dave here from Terres Studios, and today I'm going to be reviewing this camera, the Akaso V50 Pro SE. And so I'll be taking you through most of the various settings and some of the scene modes such as time-lapse and some other ones that we'll do. There's some slow motion footage, there's some still photos. So let's get into it, and at first we'll start with some of the various resolution settings. So in other words, 4K 30, 2.7K 30, image stabilization on, image stabilization off, so forth. We'll start with that. I do want to point out that when you watch the resolution clips, keep in mind to look out for there's a little bit of image stabilization problem in the two top corners. Didn't notice it in the bottom corners, but some waviness up in there. Okay, so this is 4K 30. We just had some snow and the sun came out. So image stabilization is on. We are handheld. We're going to take a look at this wood pile. We'll go walk to the end of my walk here. And then we'll walk back, and then I'll repeat this with 2.7K, and then I'll repeat it with 1080 30 frames per second, and then we'll do some image stabilization off tests. We'll look at these little chimes over here. Not much colors out here today, guys. Okay guys, this is 2.7K, 30 frames per second. Image stabilization is on. We'll do the same little walk. Take a look at my wood pile. I looked out the window and saw the sun was out because it was just raining snowing pretty hard here. And looks nice. So I thought I'd come out and do a few tests with this. I've had this camera a while and really like it, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Okay guys, this is 1080 by 30 frames per second. Stabilization is on. We'll take the same walk. I don't walk the steadiest, especially on the snow. Look at the wood pile. Not a whole lot of colors out here to show you guys, but you get an idea of the stabilization and the clarity of the picture and so forth. The screen is very nice on this little camera. And we gotta look at the wind chimes. So again, that's 1080 by 30. And I figured these are probably the most frequently used settings, so these are the ones I'll do. If any of you guys have any questions or want any other things shot, I'll do it. Okay guys, so they say sometimes that you get a sharper, better quality image when image stabilization is off, but of course when you're walking you may not want image stabilization off. But I would say anytime you're on a tripod, definitely put that off. And you can't have distortion correction on while you have stabilization on. I believe not in any of the settings of this camera. Anyway, we're going to take that same walk. No stabilization is on. So we're relying on me to be as steady as possible. I just wanted to show you guys in case there's a big difference, and I don't think there's going to be that big of a difference in the clarity or the picture, but Maybe because I'm a little shaky with my walk here. .7K, 30 frames per second. Image stabilization is off. Prayer flags up over here. Image stabilization is off. You can see a little bit of rounding, like that fisheye effect. So I'm going to do this again with the distortion correction turned on, because this is a flat pile. It shouldn't look rounded that way. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the distortion correction on and take another look at that. Okay guys, now distortion correction is on. Of course that means image stabilization is off. But now when we scan across this wood pile here, you don't have that rounding effect, that fisheye effect. .7K, 30 frames per second. Image stabilization is off. Distortion correction is on. Okay guys, so out in my studio right now, and you know, I have a lot of lights on in here, but I would still consider this low light because we have yeah, it's low light. I mean, it's more lit than probably than some interior home interiors, but it's still not very well lit. Okay guys, now I want to show you the still photos out of this. As I mentioned, it had a little problem with the little distortion in the corners with the image stabilization, but other than that, as you guys saw from the footage, it's a very nice solid camera. Well, that concludes my review of the Akaso V50 Pro SE. Just a couple of things I wanted to mention to you guys is there are two different Akaso V50 Pro SE. One does 4K 60 and the other one only does 4K 30. Now mine does the 4K 60. It's the one with the Access Fund emblem. The Endless Summer one only does 4K 30. I'll have the links below appropriately marked for the right camera. I did not test the 4K 60 out with you guys because my card wasn't wasn't fast enough card for the 4K 60. But anyway, it is available in this model of the Akaso Pro V50 Pro SE. So like I said, there's two different ones. So make sure if you want the 4K with 60, they're priced accordingly too, but they're both Akaso V50 Pro SE. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.